What's up, YouTube? We got a cold, rainy day in the Valley of the Sun. Got a great video for y'all today. I'm going to be posting links in the description as well. Let's get into it.
Dr. Fauci, well, let's get straight to the point. Okay. I was telling people that I was a little bit concerned, and so I had a lot of doubts about the vaccine, and then I got this invitation to talk to you, so it will be really helpful for all of us to learn and to understand about the vaccine. So, first question, which of the COVID-19 vaccines have been officially approved by the FDA?
Three of them. One from Moderna, which is the mRNA vaccine. One from Pfizer, which is another mRNA vaccine. And the other one is from J&J, Johnson & Johnson, which is a little bit different. It gives the same kind of response, but it's a little bit different. So there are three vaccines that have gotten emergency use authorization from the FDA so far. There are a couple of others that are still being tested to determine if they're safe and effective, but the three that I just mentioned have been shown in very large clinical trials involving anywhere from 30,000 to 44,000 people per trial, were shown to be not only very efficacious, but quite safe.
Okay, so I'm going to play here the devil's advocate to understand better. I asked if it was approved by the FDA, but I think that it's a different thing an emergency use authorization than an approval. So what is the difference between an emergency use authorization and an official approval by the FDA?
Yes, that's a very good question. So an emergency use authorization is based on the criteria if the benefit clearly outweighs the risk and that you get a good degree of efficacy and safety. The full licensure is when you follow it for a longer period of time and you get more information and data. I have no doubt, given how very, very efficacious all three of these are, that they will ultimately get the full authorization in the sense of what's called a biological license approval. But an emergency use authorization is really quite of an important step in the direction of getting it the official approval. So let me give you an example of how much confidence I have in the emergency use authorization. I myself got vaccinated with one of those three vaccines, and I recommend it strongly to the president and the vice president.
So obviously Fauci got busted, the contradiction. He says they're FDA approved, but then it says it's an Emergency Authorization Act. Be clear, fact checkers, there's a big difference. So
let me give you an example of how much
this guy is such a weasel, it's insane. So Eugenio Derbez, people are asking where you can get the full interview, every single part not taken out of context. Eugenio Derbez, E-U-G-E-N-I-O, Derbez, D-E-R-B-E-Z. On Instagram, they did an Instagram live where it's vertical. And, he just says, well, tried to convince people it was FDA approved when it's literally not, which was such a sneaky move by the little sneaky man. And then, he says, well, it's a big step to getting it. We're not asking you what step, but we're asking you, is it FDA approved? It's not, and he doesn't want to say it's not, because if he says it's not, people will know it's not. And if people know it's not, people know something. And if people know something, they can defend themselves and educate themselves. And if people are educated, then...
So, ladies and gents, here Dr. Fauci is admitting that
but if the vaccines are safe and effective, why hasn't the FDA given any of them the full official approval and license?
Actually, Eugenio, that is a very good question. There isn't like they have any problem with it. It just takes logistically a long time to get the approval. So when this is such a good product that you want to get it to people as quickly as possible because it's life-saving, you give it what's called an emergency use authorization. Not that there's anything less effective in it, you just takes a long time to get the full approval.
Well, fact checkers, Fauci admitted it takes much longer And this is the reason why they use the emergency authorization rather than FDA approval. It is still, the fact remains, the vaccines are not FDA approved. All this information can be verified by fact checkers and yourself. Like, share, get it out there.